guys, welcome to this third video in this little mini series to help you go from surviving in motherhood to thriving. My name is Bettina Ray. I'm a yoga teacher. I specialize in all things to do with fertility and pregnancy and early motherhood. And I hope that my videos help you to understand your body better, look after yourself better, and actually enjoy motherhood. So today I want to talk to you about a big topic, and it's feeling guilt over taking time for yourself, or perhaps not taking time at all because you feel so guilty about it. And can I start with saying, I feel it too. And I can know how crazy it is in my head, and you're probably like this as well. You know how crazy it is, you know how much you need time for yourself, and yet you can't stop that feeling of guilt, that little voice that says, but you should be doing this instead. You should do this so you're ahead, rather than feeling like you're always playing catch up. And I know it can be so easy to just let that time for yourself slip off the schedule and do other things as well, because there's always a million other things that are calling your name when you're a mum. And I know it can be easy to pick those other things instead, because it kind of makes you feel good. It kind of makes you feel like, oh yeah, I've got a hold of this motherhood thing. But what it does is it also makes you feel resentful. And if you've been feeling resentful in your relationships with your kids or in your relationship with your partner, the chances are one of the reasons is because you haven't taken the time you need for yourself. So I think one of the biggest things we need to do is give ourselves permission to take time for ourselves and really start valuing that time for ourselves and what it does for us and what it does for our family. Because at the heart of why you're feeling that guilt is because you're not valuing yourself. You're valuing the part of you that is the mother, but you're not valuing that part who is a woman with other needs as well. And if you don't value her as well, she starts acting up. She starts getting a little bitchy. And I know sometimes it feels easier to blame. We can blame our partner for not supporting ourselves enough. We can blame our kids for driving us crazy. But at the heart of it, it often comes back to us that we weren't valuing ourselves enough to really take that time to say, you know what? I need to leave this kitchen a mess, leave this washing, someone else needs to pick it up, or I'll do it later, and I need to take the afternoon off. Because if I have to show up and give, that's what I need to do to be able to give without that resentment. I think part of it comes from the fact that our expectations about what we can and should be doing are far too big. In a culture that values how much we can do. So we're all so busy and we're just adding more and more to our plate, and look at how amazing I am because I'm studying and I'm working and I'm raising 3 kids and I'm looking after the house and I'm also doing charity work. I don't know, whatever it is that you've got on your plate, but we've just got so much going on. We have all these expectations about what we can do, and yet I don't think we're realistic, especially when you have super young kids who are so needy of you all the time, 24/7. I think we need to drop some of those expectations of doing so much. Just, and I want to take that word just back, but just being a mum is enough. Just being there for your family is enough. We really need to stop valuing how much we're doing or how much people are doing, and start valuing how much they're enjoying their lives. If you are at home and you're on maternity leave and you're barely making dinner, but your baby is fed and happy and everyone survived the day, success. If you are a working mum and your laundry pile is in constant overflow, but everyone's getting where they need to be, everyone's happy and healthy, success. You don't need to also be running a business on the side, studying, keeping a perfect house. Like, let's drop all this extra stuff. All right, so getting down to some of the actual practical tips of when you're feeling guilt over taking time for yourself. Number 1, voice your needs. So make sure that your partner knows what you actually need. They may or may not need to hear this. Sometimes they actually get it better than we do. Chances are your partner takes time for themselves without even thinking. Usually the person who's not the primary stay-at-home caregiver of the kids is really good at still prioritizing stuff for themselves, because they don't even have it in their mind that this is something to deserve. They just do it. So make sure you have that conversation with them about why you need to do it, how you feel when you don't take that time. Hopefully then they're going to be on your team to be able to say, no, you really need to go when you do that whole back out thing. And that's what I do. I'll schedule it in and then I'll do the, oh, but I don't really have the energy, or I'll do it tomorrow instead. If you have that person on your team to be like, no, I really think you should go now, it's going to help out 100%. Leads to my second tip, which is to, if you can, try and set some time aside each week to sit down with your partner or whoever's helping you out with getting some time to schedule it in weekly. Actually write this time on the calendar so it's actually going to happen, and it's not just like, you know, that leftover time, you'll take some time, because there is no leftover time. You need to create this time. So whatever it is for you, if it's time to go to the gym or to go to yoga or time to just maybe sit in a cafe and read a book, I don't care what it is that you do for yourself, make sure it's written in. And I think that can also help us to, if we're looking at our schedule over the week, help you and your partner to see where it's kind of even and where it's not. Like if they've got 5 days a week where they're taking an hour for themselves and you're only like scheduling 2, then sometimes it's easier for them to be considerate and see, oh yeah, right, we need to make more time for you because this isn't working. And my final tip is to, when you feel the guilt about taking time for yourself, to feel it and to do it anyway. It's definitely not going to go away if you keep shying away from taking that time for yourself. With practice, I've found it starts to disappear because it starts becoming your normal, that this is what you do. Especially if you've got kids who are quite clingy and kind of make you feel a little bit guilty, leave the house. So if you keep doing it regularly, your kids will get into the routine of feeling like, oh, this is normal. And I think it's a good thing to show them that both parents take time out for themselves, because that's important. We all need time for ourselves, and that's a great thing to teach kids. So that's got to be my biggest tip. Even when you feel guilty, do it anyway. It's with that repetition of doing it and feeling the guilt anyway that you're going to find that the guilt starts to lessen and you just feel like, yes, this is a normal everyday thing that I do. So I hope those tips have helped. If you have any other ideas for how to get rid of the mum guilt about taking time for yourself, love if you would leave us a comment below. If you haven't already signed up to get all of the other videos in this little series, there's a link below to pop your email address in, or hit the subscribe button and the little bell beside it to know when the next video lands. So that's it from me today. I'll see you tomorrow, and namaste.